Hi, my name is Bridget Hermann. I am the Salutatorian for the class of 21. I have my older sister, Greta Hermann, who was actually the valedictorian for the 2019 class, I think, and my twin sister, Holly Hermann, who's also in the top 10. I've been going to Berlin all my life. I really enjoy art and math and history. I did an architecture program through RPI in the summer of 2019, I think. That was fun. That was a good experience. And I've taken an AP Lit class with Miss L, an AP 2D class with Mrs. DeSelle. Well, I'm actually really enjoying my art history classes. I'm taking those through HBCC. I took 2 semesters this year. Those were pretty fun. I'm planning on majoring in art history, and I'm going to hopefully work in a museum in some capacity. I've always been into art. I mean, I enjoy other things like the math and the English and stuff, but art's just been kind of something fun I could do by myself without having to do all the writing and equations and stuff. It's definitely not my first year doing it this year. I think I did it in 8th grade and 9th grade, and then I think I tried for 10th grade, but we had 2 different sculptures and they picked the one that was seniority. And so I've been doing it for a few years. I wanted to make a piece that looked very real, kind of like a miniature model kind of thing. So that's what I was going to with this piece. And I had to do the prompt surrealism. So I had to think of some way to make that not actually realism. So this is what I came up with. Realism comes in with it, with the whole lighthouse and the rocks and stuff, and how that actually kind of looks like the real thing. And then the prompt was actually to make something surreal, so not real. And I chose to do that with like the fish and the figure on top, and trying to just play into some different things. Plus I wanted it to fit with my AP portfolio theme, which was phobias, and specifically the fear of deep water. And I've definitely done a lot through Girl Scouts. That was more middle school though. I work with my church. My family helps ushers and lectors and stuff, and we bring in some stuff for the food pantry. My church is St. Joe's in Steventown. I did some homework help with Mrs. Kelly. That was nice. It was a way for high schoolers to like peer tutor middle schoolers. So you'd come in after school and do that for about an hour and help them with math or science or whatever they needed help with. I liked doing this math best, I think, because I knew how to do it. I was a little bit higher than some middle schoolers in terms of the math, like equations and stuff we were doing. I just liked working with them. It was nice to see them get some stuff done. The OVA this year, winning the first place, that was definitely really nice. It kind of validated and showed that people appreciated what I was doing, so that I really enjoyed that. I got the Spanish key in the awards last year, and that was really nice too, because Spanish is definitely not my strongest subject. It's a little bit more challenging than some of the other ones I've done. And it was just, again, kind of validating and rewarding to see that all that effort paid off. I have done the Shakespeare competition this year, but that was definitely something fun and definitely challenging. I do the dramateers. In middle school, mostly I was doing the acting, but then when I got to high school, I mostly helped Miss Gould in pit band, and I helped with sets. And in COVID, I did Clue, and I played the main character, Mr. Wadsworth. So that was fun to be back acting again. It was definitely interesting because we haven't really done plays here before. We mostly do musicals. It was also nice because with the whole over Zoom thing, we were able to have our script up next to us, so I didn't even have to memorize. I like to do art a lot. I like to read. I'm a huge fan of movies. I can't wait until the movie theaters kind of open back up some more and I can go do that. I'm a huge fan of rom-coms, but I mean, who isn't? I also really enjoy hanging out with my family and my friends. You know, like generally most people do. I like listening to music and making music and all that. I do practice my music and stuff at home, and I was hoping to learn violin before this whole COVID thing happened. So unfortunately I'm not really doing that right now, but I still have a hope and a violin at home, so hopefully that'll work out. I'm not really the most extroverted person. Generally, I have a small group of friends and I don't like to stray too far away from that, so I've generally struggled with some group activities and pushing outside of those borders of the close-knit friends and stuff I have, but I overcame that by using my friends and having them help me grow as a person and experience new things, and by just pushing myself, even if I'm uncomfortable, to go out and do things with people and try and meet new people and all that. I'm planning on going to SUNY New Paltz, and I'm going to major in art history. Hopefully after that I can do something with museums. I do really enjoy the Impressionists and some of the more realism type stuff like that. My mom inspires me. She has to deal with having 3 kids all at once and her full-time job, and that's a lot of pressure for anyone. But she's always happy and willing to help out. So I kind of try to do that, and by being a positive person who's always willing to help my friends with like their math homework or stuff like that. Berlin's just a nice place to be, I guess. Obviously it's a place of learning and community and stuff like that. It's nice to be here. I definitely kind of missed it with the whole quarantine thing, being home all the time. That was definitely hard. When I was in 8th grade taking my algebra regents, Mr. Ellis was my teacher, and this is pretty Berlin specific, he made us, for a regents prep, he made us venison burgers that he had got himself, and I thought that was kind of strange, but kind of quintessentially Berlin, because where else are you going to do that? Who else is going to have your algebra teacher make you venison burgers from an animal he actually hunted himself? So that was definitely kind of neat and very, very Berlin of him. One of my favorite teachers is Mrs. Gould. She's always kind of been there for me and helped me through tough times and all that fun stuff. And she helped teach me how to do some things as well, and helped get me in touch with a percussion teacher so I could learn the proper way of doing things. Just in general, we've got some pretty good teachers and staff here that'll help you do things. Like with my art history classes this year, I was planning on taking it through the high school with Mrs. Colbert, but we didn't have enough interest in the class, so they couldn't run it. But Miss Harrison helped me try and find a course through HVCC that would fill that want for me, I guess. So it's just nice to always have people here supporting you and trying to find a way to help you accomplish what you want. I mean, sometimes, like any other high schooler, I don't want to try that day, but I always want to do the best I can and to learn as much as I can. Because if you're not learning, then what are you doing?